man, Hispanic man, Native American man, who are we today? Who were we before colonization?
Bring it out.
That's the question. Who are we as a people? You understand? Read. Give me Jeremiah 17 real quick. Because that's very important, because you got to think. After colonization, all we know is the names, the culture, the traditions that were given to us. So the question we should all be asking is, what did we have before that?
Bring it out.
Who were we
Right.
when we was ruling America before colonization? Who were we? Who were the so-called Mexicans? Who were the so-called Puerto Ricans? How you doing, boss? Español, English? All right, all right. Mexicano. Brother, I got a question for you. Who were the Mexicans before Christopher Columbus got here? Hey, we here to teach. We here to teach, brother. Come back around and listen. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
Read it again.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue.
It says thou. Thou, you so-called black man, you so-called Hispanic man. The Bible is talking about you.
Bring it out.
The Bible is talking about you. It said you would discontinue from what?
From thine heritage.
What is an heritage, bro? What are my brother in the car right here in the Infinity? What are some things that come with a heritage of a people? What would you say? Like if somebody say, this is my tradition, this is my heritage. What does that mean?
Part of culture.
I can say it again?
Part of culture.
I can't hear you, bro. You said culture?
Yeah.
Culture. That's what you said, culture? Okay. So read this again. Watch this.
Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So the Bible says a certain people will discontinue from their culture
Bring it out.
that God gave them. That sounds familiar, because what happened when the conquistadors got to America? What happened when the conquistadors got to America, bro? What are some of the things that happened? What would you say? Hey, can you come over here, bro? I can't hear you, bro. Hey, come talk to us, bro. I can barely hear you. You say you waiting? Okay. Okay, mass murder. Hey, what about you, bro? What are some things that happened when the conquistadors got here? Nah, we can talk, bro. We hear the dialogue, bro. Come on.
They introduced, the Catholic culture to, the natives that were in Central America, South America.
Okay.
That's when they introduced it to the Aztecs, Mayans, and...
So my brother right here and my brother right here, y'all hit it right on the head. That brother said mass murder. That's true. But when the conquistadors got hit to America, the Latinos, the Native Americans, we was mass murdered.
Bring it out.
And my brother here was on point too. He said they brought the Catholic Church.
Right.
They brought Catholicism. That's what you said, right? So watch this. The Bible's talking about a certain people. Read what you got.
Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4.
And based on what y'all said, you tell me who this fits biblically. All right, read.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
You heard that, bro? It's a prophecy that a certain people on this earth would be cut off from their heritage, right? Because what do our people celebrate today? What do our Latino brothers celebrate today? Christmas, right? Cinco de Mayo, right? Day of the Dead,
Bring it out.
Easter.
Right.
Is that what we was doing before? What they call it? Pre-contact? Is that what we was doing? What y'all think?
Dia de los Muertos is originally an Aztec celebration.
Okay.
So it's from their actual original heritage.
Okay.
So Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, wasn't brought up from the Catholics. Catholics actually look down on celebrating the dead in certain ways. From what I know,
I got
from what I've been brought up with.
Okay, so remember, the prophecy said a certain people would discontinue from their heritage. Meaning it would be a point where our people, the so-called Latinos, the so-called blacks, we would stop remembering who we were. We would stop remembering who we are. I got to show you something real quick. I want to show you what our heritage is real quick before you leave. Read.
Sirach chapter 17 verse 11.
Because believe it or not, Day of the Dead is not our heritage. It say God is the God of the living.
Right.
But Day of the Dead is just like, when do you celebrate? When do our people celebrate Day of the Dead?
Like 17.
They celebrated the day after Halloween. Meaning it's the same custom as Halloween. Did God give us Halloween, or did we learn that after colonization? We learned it, right? So we are here to give our people our true heritage back. Because we've been disconnected from it. We just read that. So watch this, read.
Sirach chapter 17 verse 11. Beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life.
And the what?
And the law of life for inheritance.
For what?
For inheritance.
So we was given God's laws as a heritage. That's a special thing, Psalms 147. Because God gave his laws to who? Who did God give his commandments to? Who did God give his laws to? That's an honorable thing, bro. God has a order of how he wants things ran on this earth. And he chose a certain people to give that order to, so they could be above all people on earth. So they could be a special people. So they could be the example to all other people. And that just so happened to be us, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So who did God give his laws to? That's the question. Who did God give his laws to? Have y'all read the Bible at all? No? Okay. So watch this. I'm going to show you real quick. Read.
Psalms 147 verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob.
You seen that, bro? Because in church, they say what? The Bible's for everybody. God came for everybody. Everybody equal. You know what I'm saying? No discrimination. Even though we can see so-called Latinos is on the top or on the bottom. Be real.
Necessarily, if you're an immigrant, you're on the bottom.
Immigrant or citizen. Immigrant or citizen.
Wake 'em up!
You know, in general, I'm saying it's a few of us that rise to the top financially, but most of our people, blacks and Latinos, you find us at the bottom.
Right.
You find our households in shambles.
Bring it out.
You understand? You find our neighborhoods, the murder rate is higher than the rest. The kidnapping rate is higher than the rest. That happens to our communities, right? So watch this, read.
Psalms 147 and 19. He showed his word unto Jacob.
The Bible was shown to Jacob. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we are Jacob. We are Jacob.
Bring it out.
You understand? Read.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
So the commandments was given to one people, and we are those people, bro.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example.